Listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, here we go again. Buckle up, we're off. They're trying to hack the stream, I believe. So what I was saying was, what happened is when Hansen and Ames were arrested, CIA Ames and FBI Hansen, all the corrupt law enforcement people, all the corrupt intelligence people, all the corrupt, and what you don't know is some rich people were arrested also. They were all being arrested. So what they did is they feigned this need to engage in private investigation based upon their business pursuits. What they were actually doing was taking over law enforcement, especially federal law enforcement. And they killed Jonathan Luna, they killed Dudley, they killed Bustamante, and all the others. And then they elevated, the ones that were criminal and corrupt and would become these criminal spycraft operators in government, taking out their coworkers and members of the public for the criminal enterprise. I don't care what you all call it. If you call it OSADEF, if you call it the task force, if you call it the boys, the girls, the private eyes, to catch a pedophile, whatever you call it, doesn't matter because it is what I say it is. Bottom line. So again, what they're trying to do along with that number on my box is interfere in my housing and hack my internet broadcast. But they'll say it's just that number. And then well, we have to get the confession, we have to, do all this. That's bullshit. That's the easiest way to kill somebody on the planet is to be a private eye or a law enforcement officer and say you're seeking a confession and you have to use these, radical methods. That's why they seek suicide when they're doing it. And they say, well, see, he was guilty of the crime. And then if the person they take over the mind and they act out in criminal activity, they say, see, that person is a criminal. But what is it? What is the one thing about them saying that and the way they act around it? They're criminals and they hate law enforcement. They're devils and they hate God. God's a Republican, right? God's a churchy, right? Well, you're working on yourselves, right? No, you're working on your community to make them look worse than you do based upon what you read in the scriptures. They use the scriptures like a sorcerer's, I wouldn't say magic. Again, the terms are difficult in English to really define what the Bible is speaking about in those other languages. But they use it to cast spells on people. This kind of person's like this kind of person's like that. And they also use that for their spycraft and their psychological warfare operations. It's psychological warfare. They're killing people with lethal psychology. And they say, well, who are we killing? Most people, if not all, had not committed a single crime in their life or a single immorality until they came along. That's the reality of it all. They hate people that don't commit crimes. They hate people that won't be corrupt. They hate people that desire not to be immoral. Now, as far as immorality, that word is kind of overused today because you're causing people to move into those directions, and those people can't stop themselves. Again, a trans is considered immoral, except for what? If you go back to Ezekiel 34, if you go back to what is causing a transgender to exist, it's the people that's saying that they're evil, that they're sinful. So then God says, that's mocking God. You're mocking God by causing people to have those lives. And again, you've acted out physically to force it. And that says that if you find it once physical, along with the metaphysical, that the metaphysical is even much more sublime. It's a wall. A metaphysical wall is if you're Trump and you back a bunch of people and they cast spells, it's a metaphysical wall that can't be penetrated because it's based upon billions and billions of dollars. And they know it. It's, again, willful ignorance. I wonder if Trump actually thinks he's going to heaven. I wonder. That'd be a great question for somebody to ask him. Do you really believe you're going to heaven, Donald Trump? At this point, he deceives himself. I mean, right. You could say, well, all the churches made him believe he was okay because they wanted his money. But, at this point. So like I said, don't bother to project that you're not in the middle. Because what they think is I'm saying, well, this person that used to be in my life is part of this. And, they're here, so they have to be punished. No, you're part of it because you've been part of it. It's a continuing criminal saga, a continuing criminal enterprise. And you're part of it till it no longer exists. And therefore, you will receive the plagues. You're not going to play the game where you're protecting people. You're just not going to successfully do that. I'll smash it every time. In fact, I'm investigating you, and you all know it. And you know what I'm looking for in your next move, and you haven't done it. That's fine. But I manipulated you into something. And no, I didn't manipulate you to harm me, just to show who you were and who you are. They figured it out. God's showing me, see, I'm not heal this place. That's because of what they just did. It's not my mind. It's gone. You just got cut off the healing again. But we got money. You're physically operating my life. If I physically operated your life, you would have no money. And you would be dead in hell because the nation wouldn't be standing. It'd be done, owned by someone else. That's the reality. That's a violation of law, and I don't do that. They sold. They sold their soul. Bottom line. Well, I might be going to heal somebody. I have no idea where I'm going. Somebody's just drunk. I guess it's Jesus. Okay, so you can look at the no U-turn sign, and it can actually tell you you're going in the right direction if you doubt your direction. Like now I'm going to heal somebody, obviously. But I've passed up so many communities that could have been healed. That's the only difference, really. Do I curse you? Of course, because you're too powerful, or should I say, anti-powerful. You're cursed anyway on Luke 10, all of you. So I'm actually helping Jesus with Luke 10. She was asking me what price range. So she may have been told what price range to make unavailable. I didn't give her that. Or I did. I gave her kind of a roundabout. Actually, there were so theoretically 4 available, or five, but 3 were like early next month. I can't be sure because again, they're looking I think notice attack you. So again, cause false voices in people's heads. Their psychology that they're using is not investigative. It's criminal and not criminally investigative. I know how to rewire my mind, so because this is how it worked. I didn't even have my own voice when this started, so there was no way for them to put voices in my head. But as my own voice and the internal communication came on, they really, it started a little bit. I mean, I kill it, so just a matter of time before whoever it is depowers. Voices do not exist in your head without a metaphysical presence, but there are physical things they could do to cause voices, including drug you. Okay. So again, back when we were growing up, I didn't have any voices, but there was the idea of the angel and the devil, and one on each shoulder. Right. They're trying to obsess me over living at Park Edge. That's another thing they're doing. So that's the anti-power of obsession, obsessing somebody over something so that they act out violently because they can't achieve it. And they'll get a nice, Tahoe or uh, a Denali or whatever it is for it, or a Draco, or whatever their form of Draco is. Like stupid. What's that guy's name with the Bud Light? I mean, it just shows you what idiots they are. What's his name with the Bud Light? I don't remember his name. He probably wants to be forgotten at this point. Shoots it up with the machine gun. Cowboy Joe. I don't remember his name. Kid Rock. So Kid Rock shoots it up, but then he still sells it in his bar or restaurant or both or something like that. I mean, what ignorance! And again, they're all trying to act like it's the wasn't the conservatives that took them out, DQ people that took them out. they'd have been the number one alcohol consumption of LGBTQ people if they would have stood behind them. Now, a lot of LGBTQ people drink and drink heavily. Gay men drink a lot. Every gay person I ever met in life usually drank. Or gay man, should I say. Like a popo vehicle over there. Undercover popo? Person in the front vehicle is nervous. I can see it from here, metaphysically. But it doesn't mean that, they could have been harassed for like 20 years. They did it to my mother. I did it to my mother. They harassed my mother, and then she wouldn't help me when they harassed her because they associate with me. If it's not undercover popo, it sure looks like it, and that person's nervous. So again, the rental world is full of something because the prices keep going up while housing keeps dropping, and so again, there is an issue with violating rights under color of whatever it is. Law enforcement's involved. Somebody's involved. I guess that person the healer works better. There's rules on healing. It's not God's rules. It's how Earth operates. But as become frustrated. What they did to them, most likely. And again, in the beginning, you don't even know to speak about it, and people will tell you don't speak about it, and it'll go away. But that's fake. That's the scam. Everybody believes that if a person isn't criminal or they do the right thing, that it'll go away. So when they bring you in after they test you with that, it's all bullshit. There's no reality to it. It's just a bunch of criminals taking over the government, the private sector, and everything else. Well, I don't know if you heard me. I guess you didn't hear this part. Ames and or maybe I said it again. Ames and Hanson. I did bring it up. That's where it came from. They wanted to take over government so they couldn't arrest crooked agents and officers and their private sector criminal cronies. Actually, that's all I did. You think God brought me over here to heal that landscape dude? He was coming down the hill, and it was a little reckless, I think, and kind of down in the middle of the road. So I didn't see to heal him when I first saw him, and then I kind of hit this roundabout, and I was like, okay, that was the guy. Hopefully, it'll be bigger than all of you. So again, God does not condemn people for something they cannot refrain from. Again, the Bible says God can help you stand. But if we look at sin and we look at, abominations and we look at all that type of thing. What is the worst thing you could be? I've just spoke about it all day, causing somebody else to fall. So again, if all God can do is to give you or keep you in a mindset, cause you to stand, not to cause another person to fall, and that's what the beast is actually, causing other people to fall. Then God caused you to stand. Again, triage. So there's people out there that are been LGBTQ their whole life, maybe even a physical cheerleader of LGBTQ, but the last thing they want to do is to force somebody to change in any way, shape, or form, either direction, in any direction. Again, let God handle things. Right. So they're ahead of all you churchies, even if they're the trans leader of the world, because they're not causing other people to have any type of issue like that. So one of the illusions in the Bible is that every time a victim comes up, it's a churchy. The church puts it out there that they're the victim, or that it's only this perfect rabbi in Judaism that's pure and holy. And actually, those are the people that God is railing at in Ezekiel 34 and Jeremiah, and saying, I'm going to take care of these people because you didn't heal them. So again, they're that way because they're not healed. But again, the system here on earth makes you, well, that means there's something wrong with them. No, not really. They have no fault in what's happening in their life. They're blameless. Because Jesus said it. If they can't see how to get out of it, and you will cause that. The Bible even tells them how to get out of it, and you won't let them. I know you're making people gay, and I know you won't let them date heterosexually. 100%. Decades worth of it. Physically, psychologically, and metaphysically. And then you're going to hold that against somebody? And God's going to judge them? I mean, that's the ultimate mock on God. You have a criminal enterprise that manipulates people to be gay. And God's going to judge everybody for being gay because you do this? The church is a scam. They know their secret society. And what's that secret society? The beast. No, we're the Bible people. We're the Bible heroes. Look, we have look at our videos online more. We're amazing. No, you're not. You're fake. The beast, all of you. Nowhere in the Bible does it allow you to be as rich as you all are. Now, you could be that rich and manage a real empire for God, but you don't do that. That's obvious. Like the nonprofit scam. The church is into that type of thing. The only thing that's nonprofit is the corporate entity. They pay each other a lot of money. There's a lot of profiteering going on in nonprofits. They just have exuberant, pay scales. But the corporation never gets any profit. It's just a perfect scam. It really doesn't mean, it actually means the opposite of what people think it means. It's a scam. The corporate entity never takes any of the wealth. They just pay each other the wealth. It just has to, kind of meet its goals. We need more money so we can feed the people. And meanwhile, the CEO is making $1.5 million a year. Donate. We'll put your name on a plaque. And I'll buy a golden toilet. That's really who they are. Now, some of you don't buy the golden toilet, but you might as well. They're that bad. No, they got money. Big deal. They do this through money. And that's really goes what it comes down to. And through uh, taking money from people, taking employment from people. I'm going to kill myself in there? No, I'm not. I'm going to fuck you and fuck your family dead in there. And that's nothing physical, but it'll happen physical, believe me. You have no power to keep yourselves above where you put everyone else. And if it takes atomic war, then that's what it takes. Those curses last forever, all of you. You're not going to get out of it. You don't have Jesus, any of you. You don't have God, any of you. What you call God and Jesus is Satan, the beast, the son of perdition. When you say, please come quickly, Jesus, you mean, please come quickly, son of perdition. But that is definitely a kill zone in there where they put me. Again, I went in there, but I was only supposed to be there for 2 months. No, there's no run on apartments here besides them. There was a run on apartments in Oklahoma City when I was there. Now they're everywhere open. It has to be spoken, all of you. If I don't speak it, this is the scam. You're all afraid to speak it. If you speak it, nothing happens to them. If you speak it, their power ebbs, no longer flows, and then they're gone. Because they're going to be above. They're causing everyone. So they fear it. We're living. Yeah, misers. Trump's a miser. Me, me. Not political. He's a devil. And he's in the world and he affected my life and the life of many others. That's the scam. But as long as you shut up, then everything will be okay, right? If you shut up, then you can't take them out. And again, I'm no physical violence. Let God handle that part. Yeah, well, there's different ways that the personalized plates could show up outside of them physically doing it. Again, remember the spycraft entity can cause a run on personalized plates because it'll just keep bringing that idea up in front of people while they're online. A lot of people are robotic, and again, we're all robotic to a certain degree based upon subliminal messaging, and it's criminal at the level that they're doing it now because they're using it to manipulate and harm. Right? So they could just, keep bringing that up in front of somebody. They'll eventually, a certain number of the people will get a personalized plate. Right. Well, the CIA, again, that's the beast, though. There, but not there. That's spycraft, criminal spycraft, to be exact. But I think all spycraft at this point is criminal. What's 917? Is that like a radio station? Surat is their license plate. SURRATTT. They have 917 all over their vehicle. Hey, the Popo! What up, Mr. Popo? Shift time? Actually, I'm going to turn here. Hear me? I'm going to turn here. Go look at Surat up there. You hear me? You got me tuned in? Yeah, initially it focused heavier on police officers because they were taking people out. Once they got control of law enforcement in an uncontrolled way, of course, it's criminal. I don't like using the word control with that. Then they didn't have to kill as many officers because nobody ever got in or got up anywhere with any level of power. You've gone in the first probationary year if they thought you wouldn't commit a crime. Right. So the physical things you see are really smaller than the bigger systemic issue. Like when you see an officer act out violently, it's just part of the larger violence. It can't be shift change. 4 o'clock is shift change. Oh wait, let me see. Midnight. Back up. 6. I know there's a shift change at midnight. Let me go through my mind here. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock, right? Yeah, they're full of shit. They're just trying to kill me. That's all they do. Been doing it, trying to do it for decades. Or to get me to act out violently and then kill me. It's not a test. It's designed to stress somebody beyond that breaking point. No, it isn't about shutting up. Even if it's about shutting up to a particular officer, it's just lying to themselves. They're trying to kill me. They've been trying to kill me. Killed Luna, killed Healy. Can't kill Larry. Makes them mad. No, they think they're God, man. They all think they're God. That's really who these people are. Oh, how can I be? I'm in church and I give millions to charity. Paul already addressed that. I think I got the message across not to put little children around me to stare at me with their perverted parents and perverted officers casting spells. Enough of that. that's how sick they are. And the child's never the same once they use the child for that. They're completely adulterated. How you doing? Kill that person there. So Park Edge is persona non grata when it comes to God. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.